What is up everyone, how's it going? Hope you're keeping well and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Game Week 17 was another great game week for my own team, another massive green arrow, and I'm currently edging ever so close to that top 100k spot, so hopefully I'll get inside it before the end of the year. Technically Game Week 17 is still open, with FPL still deciding what to do with the Luton and Bournemouth game, but all I can hope for is that I can keep those Solanke points. Before I get into today's video, 67% of my viewers aren't actually subscribed to the channel. I'm currently on the road to 5k subs, trying to get there before Christmas. I'm just 14 subs off hitting my 5k goal, so if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button below. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I fared out in Game Week 17, and we'll also be looking at my transfer plans and team selection ahead of Game Week 18. Stick around also towards the end of the video, where I'll be heading to a pitch in Galway for my weekly captaincy video. That's the intro out of the way, let's get into the video. Looking at my Game Week 17 review, I scored 75 points for the game week, which was a great score for my team. Starting from defence to attack, it was finally great to get a full house of defensive clean sheets with Dubravka, Saliba, Pedro Porro and Simicas all getting clean sheets, and each of them all picking up bonus points as well. I took my first hit of the season before the Game Week 17 deadline on Friday evening, bringing in Pedro Porro for a hit, so it was great to see him get that clean sheet against Nottingham Forest, albeit a lucky one after Basuma got sent off late on and Nottingham Forest probably should have scored on a few occasions. Porro also came away with 2 bonus points, so an 8-point haul for the night, and that meant taking the -4 paid off massively. Spurs also now have a great run of fixtures up until the new year, so hopefully Porro can continue on with his fine form and get some nice returns over the next couple of games. Moving on to the midfield, where it started off with Palmer's haul against Sheffield United, where he came away with a goal and an assist for a massive 14-point return. He proved on Saturday that he doesn't just need penalties to get returns, and with a price of 5.6 million, he's absolutely crazy value, and Chelsea have a great run of fixtures now up until Game Week 24, so if you don't have him in your team, I definitely recommend bringing him in. Just keep in mind, he is on 4 yellow cards at the moment, so if he does pick up a 5th yellow card, he will miss out in a game, but at that price point, he's absolutely crazy value, so it's definitely worth the risk. After Gordon picked up a slight hamstring injury in Newcastle's last Champions League game midweek, I was fearful that he wasn't going to start at the weekend, but thankfully, he was named in the starting 11 at 2 PM on Saturday, and he managed to come away with an assist for a 6-point return. Newcastle have a lot of injuries in their squad at the moment, but the good thing about Gordon is that he won't be rotated as long as he stays fit, and they're up against Luton next in Game Week 18, followed by Forest in Game Week 19, so hopefully I'll see some nice returns over the next 2 games. Unfortunately, my 3-star men in midfield all drew blanks, with Son unable to return against Forest on Friday evening, my captain Mo Salah unable to return against United after a few fine saves from Onana, and Saka unable to return at home to Brighton on Sunday. After 2 blanks in his last 2 games, albeit against tough opposition in Man City and Arsenal, Ollie Watkins finally got back on the score sheet after he came away with a goal and max bonus against his old employers, Brentford. Looking back to the Man City press conference on Friday, and with Pep confirming that Haaland was going to miss out in the Crystal Palace game completely, it paved the path for Dominic Solanke to come into the team. Big Dom did all I could have asked for as he came away with a goal, but unfortunately, just after the 60th minute, the Luton and Bournemouth game was called off as Lockyer went into cardiac arrest and the game was abandoned completely. Obviously, all that matters is that Lockyer is okay, but it still raises the questions amongst FPL managers around what's going to happen with those Solanke points. Game Week 17 is still underway at the moment for FPL managers, as the Premier League is still deciding on what they're going to do around the Bournemouth and Luton game. As for now, Solanke has been awarded the 6 points. He was currently on for 3 bonus points. He was given them on Sunday, but then they were taken away from him after the Sunday's games. I'm unsure what's going to happen, but I am afraid that Solanke's points would be wiped out completely, and as you can see there, I've got Cash on the bench, so I'm predicting Cash will sub into my team. Hopefully, I'll be able to keep the 6 points for Solanke, but I'm unsure what to tell you at the moment. Let's just wait and see. All in all, 75 points was a great score for my own team. We just need to wait and see what announcement the Premier League will come out with, but for now, I've got a massive green arrow, and I'm now sitting at 148k overall. This could either go up or go down, depending on what happens with Solanke's points. Best case scenario, he gets the 9 points after picking up 3 bonus points, and I'll go up even more in the ranks, but worst case scenario is points get wiped and Cash will come into the team. To wait and see anyway for now, but I'm on a nice green arrow, and I'm that 1 step closer to the top 100k overall. That's the Game Week 17 review out of the way, so let's move on and start planning ahead for Game Week 18. Before I get into my own Game Week 18 team selection, let's have a look at the clean sheet odds ahead of Thursday's deadline. Aston Villa topped the charts for the chance of a clean sheet, with a 54% chance of a clean sheet against Sheffield United on Friday evening. I do have some Villa cover in Matty Cash, but I'm not too hopeful of a start for him, especially with the suspension to Kamara after he got sent off against Brentford last week. When Matty Cash and Kamara both play, Kamara usually drops back to defend when Cash goes up the pitch to attack. Pau Torres is a slight doubt for the Friday night game, so that's my only chance that Cash could get a start, but I'll have to wait for Emery's press conference before the deadline. Newcastle ranked third for the chance of a clean sheet this weekend away to Luton, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Luton get a goal in the form they're in at the moment. It's also good news as a Pedro Porro owner, as Spurs rank in the top 6 for the chance of a clean sheet, so hopefully Porro can continue his fine form and get some returns this weekend. With Arsenal and Liverpool facing each other this weekend, it's going to be a tough decision which defender I'm going to play out of Tsimikas and Saliba, but looking at the clean sheet odds, Liverpool just edge it, presumably because they have the home fixture. To be fair, I'm expecting both teams to score, but it's going to be a tough decision on which defender I'm going to start in my starting 11. Looking at predicted points ahead of game week 18, Ollie Watkins leads the line with a predicted point score of 7.3 points with his home fixture against Sheffield United on Friday evening. There's no surprise to see Watkins lead the line in a game where Villa are going to be the dominant team, so I'm hoping Watkins can pick up a few returns and potentially come away with a haul. Youngmin Son and Mo Salah fall slightly behind Watkins in the second and third place, but it's good news for my own team as I own all three. It's also good news to see Cole Palmer in the top 10 with his away fixture to Wolves this weekend, and I'll be hoping to continue his form after his haul against Sheffield United last week. Anthony Gordon also makes the top 10, but he's a big doubt ahead of the game week 18 deadline after he came off injured last night in the EFL Cup game against Chelsea, and when he was walking off the pitch he didn't look too great, so I may need to sell him this weekend. The top 10 for predicted points this weekend is heavily focused on Aston Villa and Newcastle players with their favourable fixtures this week, so hopefully I'll see some good returns from my team. Looking at my current lineup ahead of the game week 18 deadline, my team is in decent shape at the moment, but there are some games where my players face each other and this may affect my output of points. I also have the question mark hovering over Matty Cash on whether or not he's going to start on Friday night. As for now, he's currently in my starting 11 because if he does start in the Villa team on Friday, there's every chance Aston Villa can come away with a clean sheet, and there's also the cheeky chance of Cash coming away with an attacking return, so that's why he's in my starting 11 for now. I spoke about it earlier, but Anthony Gordon came away with a bad knock after coming off injured in the EFL Cup game against Chelsea last night. Eddie Howe came out after the game to say it was just a very bad knock, so at least that's a small bit of positive news, and at least it's not that recurring hamstring injury. The last question mark I have in my Game Week 18 team is which defender I'm going to play out of Tsimikas and Saliba, with them both facing each other this weekend. As for now, I currently am playing Tsimikas as he's more of an attacking output compared to Saliba, and Liverpool have the home fixture. That's how I'm currently lining up ahead of the Game Week 18 deadline. Let's move on and have a look at my transfer plans ahead of the deadline. Looking at my transfer plans ahead of Game Week 18, I have a few different routes on how I can use my transfer, and the first route all depends on whether or not if Gordon will be fit. If it doesn't sound like Gordon is going to be fit, I'll be looking at bringing in Richarlison, with Spurs up against Everton this weekend, and they also have a nice run of fixtures up until the new year, and with Richarlison playing through the centre and with him scoring 3 goals in his last 2 games, he could be a nice punt over the festive period. As I mentioned earlier, Eddie Howe said after the game last night that he just came off with a very bad knock, so at least it's not that recurring hamstring injury, so it's good news on that front with Gordon at least. I'll just have to wait until close to the deadline, but if it does sound like Gordon is going to be out, Richarlison will be coming into the team. If Anthony Gordon is past fit ahead of the deadline, my next transfer route will be taking out Cash and bringing in Trippier. Newcastle have a nice run of fixtures over the next 2 games, which sees them face Luton this weekend and then Nottingham Forest in Game Week 19. Bringing in Trippier then will mean I'll be doubling up on the Newcastle defence with the Bravken goals and Trippier in defence. A big factor in whether or not I take Matty Cash out of the team is the news surrounding Pau Torres and whether or not he'll be fit for that Friday night game. If Pau Torres is past fit, it definitely decreases Matty Cash's chance of a start, but if he's declared unfit for the game, it definitely increases Cash's chances of a start. I'll have to wait until close to the deadline to decide on this, so we'll have to wait till then. Let's move on now to a pitch in Galway, and let's see who I'm captaining ahead of the Game Week 18 deadline.
Watkins for the Ironman.
Yeah, with that Sheffield United fixture for Aston Villa on Friday night, Ollie Watkins is the standout captain for Game Week 18, so he gets the armband. I'll be hoping he can get a few returns and come away with a haul on Friday night. Salah and Son were the other candidates for the armband, but Son is up against an Everton side who have been very solid in defence over the last couple of weeks, and Salah's up against an Arsenal side who have also been decent in defence over the last couple of weeks, so that's why Watkins gets the armband. Information is key at the moment on which transfer route I'll be making, so I need to wait until closer to the deadline before I can make my moves. If you've made it to the end of this video, please give it a like, drop a comment below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's hit a like goal of 70 likes on this video. If you are still watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button below. I'm currently on the road to 5k subs, trying to get there before Christmas. I'm just 14 subs off hitting 5k, so if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button and support the channel. I'll see you all for a deadline stream on Thursday evening ahead of the Game Week 18 deadline. There you have it. There's my Game Week 18 team. Best of luck for the game week. I'll see you in the next video.